Hi boys and girls, welcome back to chapter 15 of Farmer Boy. Now I really hope that you're reading and filling these things in, and I'm going to be checking to make sure that you're doing what's in the book. So make sure that you're doing it along with the videos. Let's look at the top of page 38 in your workbook. I'm going to start with reading notes up there, so make sure you're there. Carding machine. The process and or the implement used to brush, clean, and disentangle the short fibers of wool. It's the thing they did to separate the wool, okay? Because it's not just easy coming off, so they've got to use this card or the carding machine to do it. Lie, L-Y-E. This is not L-I-E, telling a not truth. This is L-Y-E. It's pronounced the same as lie. It says, a strong solution obtained from filtering water through wood ashes used in soap making. They would use that to help make soap. Lie. Now, the third one, E-W-E-S. Do you guys know what that says? That's the word use. Sounds like U-S-E, doesn't it? Use, to use something. This, though, use, are female sheep. If you have one, it's E-W-E, it's a U. Okay, so that's the name for a girl sheep, is a U. So if you have more than one, you have U's. Okay, look at the vocabulary, please. Get ready to fill in. Only small children went to the spring term of school. A term is a grading period or a semester. So only the little ones went in the springtime. So a grading period, semester. We do need to write these, though, because of filling in the matching later on. A grading period or a semester. I imagine that they didn't do it exactly like we do with our grading periods and our semesters. We have 4 grading periods at school. So right now, this is the 4th grading period. It's the last one. A semester is a half a year. So it may have been done a little differently in the time frames, but that's what it was. It was a term. Anxiously, with anxiety or with, if you've already looked at the Bible packet for this week, you know that anxious means something. Do you know what that means? It means worry. So if you are anxious, you are worried. So anxiously means that you have worry. So if you're doing something anxiously, you're doing it with worry. Do you remember what it says in our Bible packet? Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. Don't be worried. Don't be anxious. So our book, we're going to talk about anxiously. That means with worry. All right, number 3. No one had ever taken such pains with carrots as he did. I don't think it's really talking about being in pain, but he's being careful. If somebody is taking such pains, that's a way of saying he's being very careful. So taking pains, being very careful. Taking a lot of care, being full of care, being careful. Number 4, 2 acres of corn Almanzo hoed. That means he took a garden hoe and he was raking that. 2 acres. An acre is an area of land, 4,840 square yards. It's a good size area of land. So an acre is an area of land. Oops. Those of you whose families have farms, you have several acres, don't you? You have acres of land, and that's what you farm on those acres. Number 5, right up to their frail lavender blossoms. Frail, not strong, it's fragile. Have you ever heard the word fragile? It means not strong. Fragile spelled funny. Fragile. Kind of looks like fragile, but that's not how it's said. It's fragile. All right. It is time to read chapter 15, Cold Snap. Uh-oh. That sounds kind of bad. If you're trying to farm and it gets cold, uh-oh, could be a problem. So what I want you to do is read chapter 15, either to yourself, listen to someone read it to you, but you must follow along and then come back and we're going to fill in at least one of these questions. So you need to come back and pay attention. See you in a few minutes. All right, I hope you enjoyed that chapter. That was quite the chapter, wasn't it? Let's look at the comprehension questions. Today you need to get ready to write. Let's look at number 1. What are some of nature's signs that something is going wrong with springtime? Wrong with springtime? Well, they mentioned things like these. The dawns are chilly. When it was supposed to be warmer, it was cold. Noonday sun is cold. Trees unfold their leaves slowly. They're not coming fast. Garden vegetables will not grow. Corn grows slowly. Wild strawberry blossoms are killed by frost. Those are all bad signs. So I want you to write down at least 2 of these. I'm going to write 2 on the board, so you can use the ones that I write up here if you'd like. Some of the signs that things are going wrong would be dawns, that's in the morning, are chilly when they wake up. So that's bad. Another thing, I'll wait for you there. Something's growing slowly. A lot of things, but this one is even around our area. This happened to Almanzo's family. The corn was growing slowly. Those are not good signs for spring. Those are not good signs for spring. Make sure you've written in 2 of them. Once you're done, let's go to question 2. Why does Almanzo anxiously await the dark of the moon? Why does he await the dark of the moon? In the dark of the moon in May, he can stay home from school and plant pumpkins. He likes doing that, doesn't he? It's not May yet for us, is it? No. Number 3. What is Almanzo trying to avoid, and how does he avoid it? What is he trying to avoid, guys? School! Okay, we're going to write that one in for question 3. He tries, I want you to write a complete sentence here. He tries to avoid school. He tries to not have to go to school. And it says, how does he avoid it? Do you remember how he avoids it? How is he working? At what speed? He's being slow, isn't he? He's going slowly, and he tries to do as much farm work as he can. He wants to stay home and do farm work. Number 4, how are Father's fears justified about the slow growing corn? Father is worried. He's concerned. He has fears about it. So when it says, how is it justified? How is that? How do we know that his fears were expected? Like they came true, didn't they? So the hard freeze comes in the night and threatens to kill the entire corn crop. In the middle of the night, everything was freezing. That'd be really, really bad. So number 5, how do the Wilders save most of the corn crop? What did they have to do? They had to put cold water on every hill of corn to save each small plant from frostbite. That's a lot of work, especially when you have acres and acres. So everybody was involved, weren't they? It says they run out of time when what comes up? When the sun comes up. And that is how they lose the last quarter acre. They lost the corn. It means it wouldn't grow because it was killed by the hard frost. Okay, everybody look at the top of page 39. Father and Mother and Royal and Eliza Jane and Alice and Almanzo filled their pails with water, and they all went to work as fast as they could. What work did they do? Would you write that in, please? Write down what work it was that they did. What did you say that they did? They had to pour water on the corn, didn't they? That was their work. That was their work. Okay. That is all for today, chapter 15, and I'll see you next time.